Adding polling questions to a webcast. Today I'm going to show you how to add polling questions to a webcast. First, you want to navigate to the Zoom profile that was used to set up the webcast. In most cases, this will be the Marketing Ops profile. Scroll down to the webcasts and then select the webcast that you're wanting to add the questions to. Adding polling questions to a webcast as you're setting up the webcast or after a webcast has already been set up is essentially the same. So you want to scroll down here to the bottom and select the tab that says Polls. In the issue for a webcast, the content team or whoever requested the webcast will define the questions that they're wanting to have added. So on the right side, you'll click the button Add, and it'll give you a light box. Generally, I name these polls based on when they'll be launched within the webcast. For this case, it's a welcome poll that the content team will launch at the very beginning of a webcast so they can have a gauge of the type of audience that is attending the webcast for that day and ensure that the content that's being covered is applicable. So we're going to use some previously defined webcast questions just as an example. There is a limit to the length of a question. It's 255 characters. That same limit applies to the answers. Each answer and each question have a 255 character limit. You can have as many questions as you want within a poll. However, you can only have a maximum of 10 answers for a polling question. Once I've added my first question, down here at the very bottom, to add a second question, I will just click Add Question. You'll see it collapses the first question and gives me a space to add another question. Once I've added all the questions and answers that I want, at the very bottom, I click Save. And then the webcast profile will be updated and you'll see the poll listed here. Let's say they're also wanting to have a feedback poll or a poll that will be launched at the very end of a webcast. To add a second poll, you'll follow the same process. You click Add, name the poll appropriately, and then add your questions. Now, every panelist, co-host, and host has the ability to see and launch a poll, but the attendees will not see the poll or the results of the poll during the webcast. The only time that they will see it is when it's launched, but as soon as the poll is closed, the panelists, or the attendees, excuse me, will no longer be able to see the poll or the questions that were asked. If you're wanting to check the questions that any of these listed polls contain, you just click on that row. It will expand and show you the questions that exist. If you're wanting to delete any poll as a whole, on the right side you can click Delete and it'll delete the entire poll. It will ask before deleting if you're sure that you want to delete it, so it will not automatically delete that so you won't lose content. If you're wanting to delete any one of these questions, you just click Edit. The poll will open, and then you can select the question that you want to delete, so it will expand, and you'll see the Delete button in the bottom right corner. Alternatively, you can also just click Delete on the row of the question. Let's say I delete the first question. The poll itself will refactor and renumber, and so you don't have to worry about the order of the questions. So if there's a 5-question poll and you want to delete question 3, you can delete that and the poll will update itself and renumber all the questions so they're just 1 through 4. And you can see either of the polls, and that is how you add the polling questions. I'll have to record another video to show actually how the polls appear within a webcast and then the results that will be seen afterwards. The polling questions are also part of the integration with Marketo, and so the information asked in a poll will be pushed back to a unique object within Marketo, and so you can run a report within Marketo to see past poll questions and the answers that were given. If you have any questions or need assistance creating a poll for a webcast, please ping me on Slack, and I'm always happy to help.